Guys, we are starting off today with Temur Song of Creation combo. I've mentioned wanting to brew this a few times on stream. Kind of simply put, any deck, any like past combo deck that's built around a 4-mana enchantment is a lot more interesting now because it's less of a problem if this card gets discarded or countered, because you can pretty reliably try to use Shifting Woodland to just copy it from the graveyard in the event of that happening. This build went through a lot of iterations, I'll say. A lot of iterations. I was started off with having 4 Manamorphose in the list, where Manamorphose is very good with Tamiyo, flips Tamiyo turn 2. Tamiyo can pick up Manamorphose, get a mana back, but as I quickly found out, you just can't have too many cards in your deck that just start off being 2 mana. You really need to have the majority of your like enablers be 0 if possible. So let me talk about this card, because you haven't read it. This is a 4-mana enchantment. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. That's good. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. End of text. That's very good. And then also, but the bad part is at the beginning of your end step, you discard your entire hand. Don't love that. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to cast a Song of Creation and then cast a ton of 0-mana spells to draw through your deck, and then use your pair of endurances to shuffle your library back in and keep going sometimes. Or if your wish, which is your win con, gets countered or discarded, you can shuffle it back into. You're trying to loop your entire deck and then eventually wish for Aetherflux Reservoir, presumably with some Pact of Negations up to stop whatever your opponent is doing. I think Aetherflux Reservoir is the best option because it beats a ring. You're just going to be able to blast your opponent on their turn. And I think it's better than Thassa's Oracle, where Thassa's Oracle is pretty awkward with Song of Creation, where you draw 2 cards on the stack. So like, especially if your opponent waits to interact with your Oracle, you go cast Oracle, draw 2 cards. I left 2 cards in my library on purpose. Oh no, you were casting a spell to interact. If I packed back, I'm going to lose the game. And so Aetherflux Reservoir just kind of is better than Grapeshot because it beats the ring, and is better than Oracle because you kind of fade those awkward positions. You also have a Breach to like value wish for occasionally, which is not going to happen very often, but I think it's kind of good flood insurance because, you know, to some extent you're kind of missing top end. Now 6 is a very important card in this list too, where it both digs for your Song of Creation. It's also an extra legend for your Mox Amber, although it's a green one, which can be a little awkward because it doesn't let your Mox tap for blue. You're mostly trying to pair Mox Amber with Tamiyo, but the big thing that this does is when you have this in play and Song of Creation going, you just get to start turning your lands into spells. You get to start retracing Mishra's Bauble. You get to start retracing Mox Amber, tapping them for green, blue if you have Tamiyo in play, and then go off that way. And then usually because you have an extra land from Song of Creation, you need to save that extra land drop to like put a blue source into play, so you can start using Offer You Can't Refuse to counter your own stuff to get treasure tokens to actually cast your big stuff. That's how you're actually generating mana, is with Offer You Can't Refuse. And then one more really nice thing here too is obviously one big problem for this archetype is that Orcish Bowmaster is in theory a card that is just going to solo you. You are going to play this, you're going to draw a ton of cards, and Bowmaster is going to kill you. So it's really nice that Gutshot is a card that like does 2 modes. One, this is just a 0-mana card that is going to draw 2 in Song of Creation. That's great. But it's also a 0-mana card that answers Orcish Bowmaster, which is really, really a big deal. All right, let's get going. Make sure this is the right 75. Went through a lot of iterations. I had Imri in the list for a long time. Not sure, because I was thinking about, for a while I had 1 Imri over the 4th 6, that might still be right, but like 6 just digging for your song is just so important. Thank you again to everybody for joining us today. Thank you, King of the Rebellion with the 5 months, Rattlesnake with the 9, JK Brown with the 36, happy 3 years, and Sam with the 52, appreciate you. Okay, we're on the play, we have a Song of Creation, we're going to keep. Also, I've been playing on Inspiring Timmy, and I had to reinstall this, so this stops. We're on the draw against a Gigantha Misty Rainforest deck. Kind of interesting. Oh, I just noticed this is 1/2/2 Pablo. This player is basically always playing Jeskai Ascendancy combo. I think we're going to graveyard that Bauble. Rumble would be the best draw to start going off a little bit earlier. I guess now we would also not mind probably an offer you can't refuse to counter Jeskai Ascendancy. Yeah. This player's just always playing Jeskai Ascendancy. Very cool. Okay, I'm going to take a 6. And then it's kind of funny here, but we can gut shot the Paradise Druid too. And I'm gonna save the baubles for next turn to retrace with the 6. All right, if they have another one of these, it's not ideal, but I think I'm just gonna do this now. Wow, it's match 1, game 1 of the morning, and I am gut shotting my opponent's Paradise Druid in response to Cerulean Wisps. Good morning, happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. All right, Misty Rainforest. All right, there's a Sylvan Caryatid. Let me attack first, I guess. I did not mill my basic island. Okay, let me go ahead and retrace Mox Amber. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be... I guess I could maybe Cusso Tamiyo. Don't think I'm gonna be pacting this quite yet. Let's see what we find here. Okay, now I'll go pact my Bauble, draw 2, and then pact my pact. So I do have this. I do have to resolve this pact trigger, but I don't think I need to be too worried about that. Let me take my top card. It's the Wish. It's a little bit early for the Wish. I'm just going to go ahead and fetch my basic island. That's what we'll need as to find an offer you can't refuse. But I'm going to start casting Mox Ambers with my lands. And now I have a Tamiyo, so I'll start tapping these for blue. Every time I draw 2 cards off Tamiyo, for some reason it surprises me. I don't know. I don't really know what that's about, but I don't know why. Whenever I've been going through this loop, it's like I cast Tamiyo, and for some reason it surprises me that I get cards off of it. So still no copies of Offer You Can't Refuse, although that's okay. We are basically a lock to go off here. The 6 in play just makes it so hard to fizzle. You just all of your lands turn into Lotus Petals that draw 2. 0 copies. Okay, so I guess we had 1 offer that is got milled from the 6, I guess. There we go. All right, but now it's going to be, relatively trivial to win. I'm going to want to make sure that I have a Summoner's Pact in my hand, I think. Or sorry, not Summoner's Pact, a Pact of Negation in my hand as soon as I can, just in case. I think I will be also just evoking Endurance now. I still have the two artifacts I could retrace. All right, 11 cards. Going to go ahead and stack it to where the evoke resolves before the shuffle, so the endurance gets shuffled back in. And again, they do seem very F6. I just think typically it's good habit to find that Pact of Negation before you go for the Wish. And there's the Pact of Negation. So now we can go Wish and cast Aetherflux Reservoir. Yeah, I think Aetherflux is the best win con. It just it's like you don't want to play Oracle because it's awkward with your Song of Creation. You don't want to play Grape Shot because of the One Ring. So just kind of like we've reached this conclusion in a variety of other decks. We have reached the conclusion here as well. All right, so I'm at 34, draw 2. All right. Up again against Pablo. Now, usually Pablo is the one playing the the janky combo deck, but it's us today. Why isn't Tamiyo transformed? I cast the Tamiyo after I draw on a bunch of cards. Can't you retrace back? No, you cannot. This happens every single time I play 6, so it's good to teach y'all. 6 can only retrace non-land permanents. 6 would be ridiculous if you could retrace Time Warp, you know, Lightning Bolt, etc., etc. Already pretty good card. All right, I think I'm going to go play, let's do 3 Nature's Claims. Gutshot was hilariously good that game. I'm going to trim the 4th 6 on the draw, I think. I don't know how graveyard focused they are, but I think against these kind of matchups, you can trim the 2nd Endurance a lot of the time. I'm not sure if I want to do that here. I do think 6 is pretty slow on the draw, so let me just go down again. Might play 61 post board. Don't think that's so bad. Let me trim Bauble instead, though. Isn't 6 pretty nuts in Vintage? I don't know. I don't really play Vintage. Right? I like this hand. Seems like it might be good. I did 2 5 in a row with my Silver combo brew. You can take a look at the list. No thanks. Thank you for tuning in. All that. I know this. The Sliver Soren combo. Like, okay, when you say you did 2 5 in a row, it was not on Magic Online because the leagues aren't open yet, unless you're doing the content creator count. But I'm just not very interested in Morpheon plus Blue Leyline. You know what I mean? It's just not a deck that interests me. But I'm glad that you're having success with it, and I hope you continue to have success with it. I think that there's basically no chance that combo is going to be competitive in the long run. Medill, 17 months, appreciate you. It's like you have to have Leyline, you have to have Sword, you have to have Morpheon, and then you have to have a bunch of stuff to cast. It's like, oh boy. Is the only way to win through wishing for Aetherflux, or is there something else? Not saying it means more. Yeah, that's it. With you basically get to go off with Pact of Negation all the time, so it's a pretty reliable win condition. Yeah, I'll keep that since we're about to try to go off next turn. Okay. Opponent just immediately passing, and I frustratingly didn't have my in-stop set. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and draw 2 cards on my opponent's end of turn. I don't want to do it main phase because I want to leave Nature's Claim up for Jeskai Ascendancy. We'll just wait, you know, this turn, right? Okay, they don't have Jeskai mana. Now they're tapping lower, so we'll go for it here. Also, notably, remember when Tamiyo flips, your Mox Ambers tap for green, or they tap for blue, which is pretty relevant. I'm not going to bother attacking here either to save y'all some time. Because I might want to Nature's Claim something. Assuming I don't, run out of juice, right? So let's go ahead and just start off with these gut shots, probably. There's another copy of Tamiyo. I need to make sure I can offer you can't refuse if I draw one. I also still have 2 land drops available to me for whatever that's worth. Let me take a peek at my top card here. Another copy of Pact of Negation. Seems worth drawing, and then I can just go ahead and cycle one of these packs. Okay. Looks like let's just go ahead and cycle another pact here. All right. I think I'm gonna start. I don't really want to endurance usually until I have some offer you can't refuses in the yard. So I'm gonna start up with Nature's Claim of Bauble. And I do this with the blue man up here so I can maybe try to find offer you can't refuse. Now, I have not found offer you can't refuse, but I need to counter a non-creature spell, so I think I'm going to go ahead and invoke the Endurance. Got shot. And there's a good chance I'm targeting my opponent here because I want to leave the Mox Amber in the yard to retrace with the 6 if I can find that offer you can't refuse. I still haven't. Okay, that's some pretty serious bricks. Let's just go ahead and resolve this stack, I guess. So now I'm not going to be able to cast my 6 because I have 2 mana. I have 1 land drop, and then that's kind of it. So should I rumble to look for an Amber? Or I think I can also go... I can cast Tamiyo and cast Nature's Claim, so that's more looks. I guess it's like... It's less looks at exactly Mox Amber. I don't have a breeding pool still in my deck either, but I guess this is effectively a breeding pool. All right, so I'm going to go forward Nature's Claim, target my Mox Amber first. Oh, so that's a Rumble. And then let's just go ahead and float a blue. Come on, offer you can't refuse. Come on, offer you can't refuse. There we go. Okay, so now I'll be able to cast 6 and start retracing these ambers. Kind of close for comfort. There we go. All right, fun first match against Jeskai Ascendancy. Song of Creation superior, I guess. Down to Tamiyo for looks. I flipped Tamiyo this turn and plus Tamiyo this turn. Would some number revival be good? Rebuys Pact offer, but you need another 0 to draw them. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't like that card very much. And it's like to add it. I don't really know how you're adding that card and then cutting other zeros. So this Tamiyo was like an awesome draw that could maybe let me go off next turn. It's obviously very bad if it dies, but... Is there a consideration to hybridize this deck with Temur Breach? For a long time, I had 2 Underworld Breach in the main deck, and I have 3 for like a moment, and then I ended up just like I just kept bricking because I kept drawing Breach, and like Breach was like I found like a card that like usually when I was going for Breach, I was like just kind of using it to win the game when I had Song in play. That was kind of like the main thing I was doing when I like already had Song. I was winning the game. And then I kind of realized that, okay, Pact is going to be pretty important to resolve the Song and try to win all in one go. I realized that that like 6 was better for that. 6 was better to like win the game once we had Song. It was obviously like more mana, but it was also a legendary creature for your Mox, and it also like digs for Song. And it was like just kind of a more proactive threat, which you could play on turn 3 instead of just like a card you have to wait until you have enough resources. But I did try it, and you know maybe it could still like find a home. Okay, there's a frog. So we're really gonna want to surveil into land number 4 and try to resolve this Song via the Pact. Looking for land number 4. If this gets cleaned right now, we lose. They've already used 1 Fatal Push. I think we should probably just be going for it here, right? As we're still thinking about having both Breach and Grinding Station as an alternate win con, barring Song. Well, just like I was kind of getting at, like the higher your curve is, the more like non-like loop pieces, the more you brick when you Song of Creation. And it's just not I just think not that good of a plan, I guess. I didn't try Grinding Station You could try to figure it out, but let's maybe just focus on this build for now. Poly with the 5, Pizza with the 43, Sabah with the 5. Also, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. All right, so let's see if they have an Orcish Bowmaster. It's really nice to already have the second Gut Shot in our hand here. We just like get to answer it pretty cleanly, although it is going to trigger some extra times. Maybe I should just pact it, right? Because I want to keep the Tamiyo in place so that I can draw another Mox Amber and tap it for mana. At the moment, it doesn't really seem like my opponent has anything else. Yeah, I'll just go and pact it. I get to flip the Tamiyo this way. Song of Subscription. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 gifted subs. Oh boy. We grinding that deck all day. Violet Muse, the 13 months. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. So 2 more cards here. And then there's the Mox Amber that we get kind of rewarded for pacting the Orc with, huh? But it might also just not discard a card here. It's a lot of juice. I'm gonna go ahead and Endurance in response here. Trainer with the 39 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Now, one thing here now is that if I pact again, I'm going to lose the game if I brick. I wonder how realistic it is for me to win this game. Like, should that not happen? I think not. I don't think it's that realistic for me to win the game. I'm going to let this Endurance resolve before I cast this other pact, though, because I have a lot of zeros I would like to be able to draw into. And so this is random order on the bottom. So I'm going to let this happen, and then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. So I can kind of shuffle those actually back in. Kath with the 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. We get an untapped Breeding Pool. Then we're going to keep going. All right. Found another 0. We also have another land drop still. Nice. Feeling like Tony Soprano. Casted an offer you can't refuse. Let me go ahead and cast Rumble, looking for 6, I think. No more land drops. No, I had one more land drop available. Oh, funny. Sure, let's pack that. So we found 6. That should be a dub. Set comes out tomorrow. I'm always trying really hard on like this Monday before set release to have something interesting for y'all, because I know everybody just wants the new set. I was really struggling with this list. I like if I can get this one ready, we'll have something interesting enough at least, and I feel like it finally came together. We are Aetherflux Reservoiring because that one gets through Moon, and we're wishing for it instead of just having it in the deck, because I think the ability to wish for is really nice. Then we're using Endurance to make sure we don't deck ourselves. With Endurance, it's also unlikely that we wreck ourselves. Did I have another offer you can't refuse? Okay. I'm gonna Endurance. I have one, right? Yeah. We have more Pact of Negations up. All right. Yeah, Reservoir is better than Grape Shot because it's going to win if your opponent has cast the ring. So the combo is Amber plus 6 plus Song. The combo is just Song, really. Like so like if you have a Song of Creation in play, you have 18 spells that are just 0 mana for you to start drawing through your deck. You have 4 copies of Offer You Refuse, which can counter these and draw 2 cards and make 2 mana. And then if you get to 6, then you're just like truly looping. But the deck is built that if you cast a Song of Creation, you are usually going to be able to win immediately. That's the idea, at least. Now on the draw against Temur, we're kind of main deck, right? With the main deck packs, the main deck gut shots for the Bowmasters. I don't know if I should be bringing in Abrade for Harbinger. Seems pretty bad. I think I'm just going to try to fetch an island and a mountain, maybe. Thoughts about this with creativity as the backup plan instead of Marauder? I will say I liked Marauder. Very awkward to have Dwarven Mine and Shifting Woodland and Utopia Sprawl all in your mana base. Very, very awkward to have all of these. I think Farseek might be better than Utopia Sprawl, where you get to fetch a Surveil land every single time, and it helps you like actually facilitate your Dwarven Mine. I kind of dislike, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know that creativity is better than the One Ring in this deck. Yeah, I think, I would probably play Farseek over Utopia Sprawl if you want to play creativity, but I probably just would not recommend this. Also, 3 Abrades on the board looks really weird to me. What's the plan there? I guess it hits Harbinger and Teague? Might be good. So, that is why Gut Shot over Noxious Revival or some other Fraction spell. Yeah, Gut Shot is in the deck for Bowmaster, yeah. I don't know if that was clear. Or maybe that's what you're saying and I'm misunderstanding. I guess we could double Gut Shot a Harbinger sometimes. Is playing paper more stressful than playing online? No, because when I'm playing online, usually I have some people watching and it's got a lot going on. Paper is very relaxing for me, I'd say. Any thought to play Jace Wielder or Aetherflux? You do not. I see. You just draw cards in response. I guess you could play Jace. Yeah, you could probably play Jace. I don't know that it's going to be really meaningfully that different. What's the nice thing about Aetherflux is you just win immediately instead of having to draw through your entire deck, so it's like less clicks. They both are going to win the game like every single time. So it doesn't seem that problematic. Now, I could try to go Gut Shot them and Offer You Can't Refuse the Gut Shot end of turn in order to try to go off while my opponent has only 1 mana. Alternatively, I could Surveil and then just cast a 6. If they cast a Preordain, I'll go for it. Seems like... Oh, wait. Oh, I missed that they were... Sorry, right there on the play. Never mind. So I'm keeping any land or any Pact of Negation. Okay. That was on the list. And then you've got to remember, of course, that because we're a Shifting Woodland deck, we're not going to mind our... We're not going to mind our Song getting countered as much as you might expect. Yeah, thank you, Magical. Sorry, I forgot to update the record tracker. Jace wins through Karn. I mean, you're gonna Gut Shot Karn down over the course of your combo turns. Although Karn is already problematic sometimes because it turns off your treasures. You like kind of have to Gut Shot it down. I wish there's something that wasn't a source you guys trying to get Delirium. I agree, but the fact that it gets Surveil lands does kind of help with Delirium at least. Am I going to block the Frog? They would have to discard 3 of their 6 cards to kill, and they wouldn't get another, so it's kind of like 4 cards. Will I play Hades 2 on stream when the full game releases? I mean, maybe. I've actually already played a lot of Hades too. Yeah, I mean we're just more in on the woodland here. Although we do need to still need to get Delirium. Yeah, but I think just make them discard 3 and then not let them get the card is fine. Although them having so many lands is, I guess, good for us, but kind of funny. Yeah, I've already played it. Me and Esther were playing a lot of it when it came out, and then I think now we're gonna wait for the full release to really dive back in. So maybe we'll play it on stream. I wonder if we could both play it on stream somehow. I wonder if we could get like a race between me and her going. Gonna get Forest because of Harbinger, and then what we don't want to see happen is Force of Negation exiling the song. Don't mind that so much, though. Bad idea to race GF and experience. Yeah, I don't know. Esther's really good. I'm usually Esther is like a lot more methodical of a Hades player, anyways. So probably right, honestly. Yeah, I mean them just having sync reeks of weakness, so I'm going to play the song.
Yeah, you're like a Speedy Gonzalez when it comes to Hades.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, Esther plays super slow. Esther's very good at Hades, though.
That's what you say.
That's what I mean.
I think I may just be good, but I don't think I'm very good. I think you're very good. Yeah.
We'll do something, I think. Yeah.
When does it come out?
I think like December. Yeah. 2 on top, 0 on bottom. That's not exactly boding that well for us. Maybe we should have Mox Ambered first. I'm probably going to Mox Amber Endurance here. Can't they counter the song and let it offer resolve? So they don't want the offer to resolve because they don't want me to Shifting Woodland my my song, right? All right, let's go to game 3 and get to be on the play. Isn't 6 a win more card? So one thing is 6 is a good card of Modern. We've had success with it in a variety of Modern decks. There's a lot of like 3 damage removal spells that it draws. It's a good card advantage engine. It is a playable Modern 3-drop. Another thing is in your combo decks in Modern, you do need to have cards that are win more. Pact of Negation is win more. Offer You Can't Refuse is win more. 6, I guess, is win more. But 6 is a pretty important card to deterministically combo. 6 is a really important card to dig for your Song of Creation. 6 is very good in this deck. And so, like, a term like win more doesn't really apply so much to archetypes like this, in my opinion. But also, I think 6 is, like, a pretty high card quality for a combo deck. But I think in general, 6 is kind of underrated. I think the card's pretty good. All right, so we're going to get a Hedge Maze here. And then I'm probably going to get Basic Forest so that if they Harbinger, we can still cast a Song. Kind of borderline. I'm going to graveyard that for now. The Graveyard of Murktide, being on the play with this in play is just like, obviously they know I have the song, but unless they have Frog plus Force of Negation, they just can't tap out for the Frog, which is nice. And then we'll probably play a 6 this turn. We could play 6 and Tamiyo, but if we play 6 and Tamiyo, we don't have our 4th land anymore. I think I'm just going to play 6. Thinking a Bowmaster on the spawn would like make me unhappy about this line, but what if Mines of Moria could be good in a stack? So that's it's red, enters untapped if you control land, and then you exile cards from your yard to make treasures. It seems tough because it's like you usually when you cast Song, you play a blue and you start offering, and so I don't know how likely you'll be able to then play a Mines. It's kind of an interesting thought though. You just upkeep Endurance them if this Tamiyo resolves. If it gets countered, I'll 6. I had 4 mana Morphos in my first draft. I ended up really disliking it because it's just like it's like a combo loop card that doesn't start your combo loop. If that makes any sense. Oh, I forgot how mines worked. I thought for some reason you could make more treasure. You could make mana positive with treasures. You get Bowmastered here. So I'm gonna sack this so that they are not able to make their orc army. And then I want, if they have the card Counterspell, I want it to target Endurance and not my Song of Creation. So I'm gonna do this in their upkeep and not the when they're tapped out. These matchups are always pretty fun. I do think Temur is probably like the most problematic matchup for you. The deck is just all counter spells. And Bowmasters and just all good cards against you. So untapped Sink here. A land to maybe Retrace Tamiyo could be good. Let me just play 6. I guess I probably should lift up the Stomping Ground to like 1 mana cast this on the Bowmaster. I don't think I'm going to do that often though. Maybe this pause could be that they have Counterspell but no other answer to Song of Creation, and then they will just try to figure out another answer for the 6. Maybe not. Why not draw instead of upkeep? I guess maybe draw is better. Yeah. Since I want them to counter it, right? Any chance you have Grixis Brew with Frog and Arc like Phoenix? 1,000? No, I'm just kidding. I don't, I guess. Sounds nice though. So I don't have enough blue mana to play Tamiyo and Song of Creation this turn, which is maybe a bit awkward. Maybe not that big a deal. Maybe I'm crazy, but Citadel plus Filterland seems like a decent option. I mean, with this casting cost, Filterlands are kind of a non-starter, I think. And also, you need to have Forest for your Woodlands to enter untapped, right? If I had an aspiring Spike theme bar mitzvah, would I attend? No, but I would record a cameo style shout out if you want. Okay, so they have 1 card in their hand. And they don't know I have the Shifting Woodland to copy my song next turn. Let's go ahead and keep that offer you can't refuse. Reed with the 38 months. Welcome back. I've now legally changed my name to Reed. Awesome. Great. It's been Reed this whole time, I think. They also discarded the Surgical. Hopefully they don't have another one. Definitely going to block, and then, hopefully my opponent, discards a card, and then their last card is nothing, but if it's something we can offer, you can't refuse it. So that was kind of my Orcish Bowmaster bait. So I don't think that that's their last card now. Now we have a Pact of Negation for whatever that last card is, maybe. For some reason, I don't know what it is. When I cast Tamiyo, I'm surprised I draw 2. Every other card I cast, I know I'm about to draw 2. I for some reason, when I'm going the loop, my brain is like, Tamiyo does not allow me to draw 2. You're crazy. I do want to keep this Pact. Let's just go ahead and offer you can't refuse this Amber, I think, despite it, not being the best like mana positive situation. We'll Pact if we have to. But I think we're probably not going to have to. I guess I could wish for Breach right now. Yeah, seems fine. Make sure. Sorry, I've not always had this Breach in my board, so I just want to make sure that it is indeed in the board. Could have reused the Pact on the Amber. Yeah, but my opponent has a card in their hand. I think there's a chance it's still relevant somehow, so I just want to keep this up for that if possible. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right, 2-0, beating Temur Frog is also always really nice as a very spell-based combo deck that is in theory weak to Orcish Bowmaster. But I mean, that's the power of Shifting Woodland. It's like Shifting Woodland is just like so good against counter spells. Fun match. Pact of Negation also helps a lot. Gutshot helps a lot. I don't know when our next challenge is going to be. But the thing is, our next challenge is going to be a Duskmourn challenge. We're going to kind of probably need to wait for that. We're on the play against a Lutri build, which is probably the moon variant, right? So I might go Island Stomping Ground with the possibility of getting Forest for the moons. Because I think this deck plays Harbinger, Blood Moon, and Magus. Very funny that Lutri is revealed and I'm like playing around stuff, I'm going to keep second Tamiyo also because the first Tamiyo may be kind of fragile against them. So I want to have something to do next turn. Yeah, I think I'm actually likely to get Forest at the moment. I don't think I cared that much about flipping Tamiyo super aggressively. I guess I should have still cracked it on their turn, just in case I wanted to. Oh no, I'm always going to want to crack this clue. I'm going to get Forest though. Let's play around the moon. Can wish cast for next just a Karn thing? That's just a Karn thing. But your endurance shuffling your wishes back in usually makes things pretty safe. Or your one copy of wish. Just play around Bowmaster, I guess. Might do some retracing. Ah, they're one of Lightning Bolt, so lucky. How to compare this deck to Primal Prayers you played a little while ago? Faster, and gets to play a bunch of packs, so a little bit better against counter spells and some interaction. Primal Prayers is a better fair plan, though. I have been thinking more about Prayers. Not really sure where I'm at with the archetype at the moment, I suppose. Yeah, this Lutri deck has been like weirdly popular. It's kind of fun. I know that Mingu played it to some success. So there's a discharge, but no energy, and probably not great at getting energy. If they go tuned into discharge in their Lutri deck, that'll be funny. Now, hopefully it's not Harbinger of the Tides here. No basic mountain means no Harbinger of the Tides. Maybe the one of Murktide. Does have the one of Murktide. Got 9 play starts to good Saturday prayers. Awesome. Song of Creation is where it's at now, though. Just hate to be the bearer of bad news. I guess I'm just going to get my basic mountain to play around the Harbinger. It's so funny. I'm playing around all these like Lutri one-ofs, but I think it's correct. I mean, this breeding pool could be a Bauble, so I think I just take the breeding pool. Take backup 6. And then I'll go ahead and retrace the Bauble. So no Primal Prayers in the top 23. Snapcaster, no instants or sorceries in the yard. Yeah, Lutri's like a pretty powerful companion, and then like the deck building restriction for Lutri is like it is like weirdly an upside in a lot of situations that it may not be very obvious, but like the fact that your deck is all one-ofs makes your deck incredibly difficult to play around like specific cards, and that is a huge part of modern gameplay is trying to play around specific cards. I said Primal Prayer, sorry. 4-mana combo enchantment. Alright, I'm going to take 6. We know Snapcaster and Galvanic Discharge. We know our Tamiyo's not going to be the most resilient here. Yeah, if they go Discharge, Snap, Discharge, fighting over it seems okay, but I think instead I'll just go Tamiyo, 6. Alright, 4 cards in their hand. If our opponent attacks with Snapcaster, we probably block it with Tamiyo. Okay, and then here we could I think blocking here is probably good. It's just like almost a time walk in a weird way. Kind of surprised they wouldn't iteration first, if that was going to be their play. Expressive Iteration, still playable in the Lutri deck, it seems. We found a home for Expressive Iteration. A card people wanted banned in Modern, unfairly banned in Pioneer also. Alright. Interesting pickup. Come on, Primal Prayers, enter the graveyard, please. Not quite that lucky. So I suppose we'll just be retracing Tamiyo. Sure. Just grow this, but I think getting the extra blocker is pretty nice. 29 cards deep, no prayers. It's the problem with playing these decks sometimes. We are really likely to win if we can draw one, though. I'm going to offer you can't refuse. Unless it's subtlety, I guess. Endurance is a May. Did you want to have that trigger happen? I guess I should not have let it happen. It did kind of pay off, I think, with the Channeler, maybe. Otawara, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is just so good to retrace. We're going to keep doing this until we can finally find our Song of Creation. There it is. But can I... Sorry, I guess playing it this turn is a bit awkward, right? Because now that I have used my Endurance or whatever, I don't actually have a combo starter here. So I guess what I'll do is... Yeah, I guess I'm playing 6 again. 5 mana. Is Mystic Confluence like... Okay. Not Mystic Confluence. I'm going to go ahead and offer you can't refuse. Then they force negation my offer. Offer. Okay. So now they have nothing going on, or no cards in hand. Nothing going on. Lutri into the hand. Big draw step for me. Need a spell. Found a spell. So maybe he's pacting my own spell here. Let's see what we find. Yeah. Okay. So now I should have some fetchable blue sources here. Okay, I have one. I got shot here. It's 6 life, notably. It's not seem like my opponent has any interaction, and if they did, we would have some responses. Just going to shuffle all that back in. Always want to make sure I'm stacking that evoke trigger correctly. We also have another land drop available. Not going to use it for the surveil though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not quite at the spot where we're able to wish for a win. Maybe I should just use a treasure token there. So 1, 2. I have a 6 mana here. Could wish for breach. Seems okay. All right, pronounces for the win con, and we got there against another kind of all counter spell deck. We're up against Lutri. They can kind of have anything. Don't think I need to sideboard too heavily. I think I'm gonna need maybe like 1 Nature's Claim just in case. 3rd Endurance for Murktide and Snap. I don't know if that's the kind of game we're trying to play. Again, it also only hits 2 of their cards, right? I already have 2. I was even maybe leaning towards trimming one, which of a Bauble. Anonymous Hand with the 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. How do we win if we get Stonebrain on Wish? An offer you can't refuse. We can win before that happens. We can win the other 2 games of the match where that happens. We can attack with our creatures. This deck is certainly not good against Stonebrain on Wish, I'll agree. All right, let's keep this on the draw against Lutri. I'm going to try to get Forest because of Moon if possible, but... It's a little slower, obviously could go really in here. Okay, I actually need to keep that gut shot here. I need to keep the gut shot so I can double gut shot the Magus after I minus my Tamiyo, which is a plan. Absolutely a plan. That card is also very good against me, huh? Reveal Expressive Iteration. Could Noxious Revival be good? I mean, anything's possible. So I can resolve my Song of Creation by getting a mana from the Tamiyo, but then my opponent is has that Narset in play, right? So let's just plus the Tamiyo, then play a 6. Togo, thank you for the raid. We hope you're all doing well today. We're playing Song of Creation combo in Modern today. It's been a very fun deck to work on. We've just double gut-shotted a Magus of the Moon out of my opponent's Lutri deck. This league we've played against Jeskai Ascendancy combo, now Lutri, and then we also played against Frog, which is a kind of scary matchup, but we did win. My opponent finds a Flame of Anor. And then they have a second moon. This time, the blood variety. Which is not as bad for us as it looks, since we have the ability to make a red mana via Tamiyo. Little known Tamiyo utility. So I think we're going to win this turn. We have to return... oh, we also build the Nature's Claim. I guess I'll return that, but I'll just make red. Oh my gosh, I made red instead of blue. I'm too Harbinger brained. I guess I'll just kill this then. Let me get my basic island. Oops. And then pass the turn with Song and play, I think. Was there a way for me to also... I guess there was... I would have been able to win if I had just made blue mana instead, right? That was the problem, I think. If I had a preordain off their Thundertrap trainer, then they're going to Flame of Anor -6. So we need to draw... I guess if we draw a land, we could Woodland by 6. And then try to go off that way. Which is now what's happened. Again, this game was certainly a lot more winnable before I clicked the wrong color with Tamiyo. It's such a rare play, not even I knew how to do it. Okay, we find a Mox Amber, which is awesome. It's going to be hard to brick now. Modern is pretty sick at the moment. 3-0. I guess let's get a trophy prediction going. Temur, 05, cast additional, play additional on each of your turns, play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand, otherwise discard a card. Oh, right, that card. That card was really cool. Not quite a Song of Creation. Unless I was joking. I just didn't know what it was. I just kind of ignored it. That card's cool. So on the draw against a Temple Garden, it could be like the Naya energy deck. So I'm going to go ahead and just main phase get Breeding Pool with the intention of cracking the Bauble on my opponent's turn. So I can try to flip Tamiyo turn 2. Would I be interested in building a Grixis Brew with Frog and Arc-like Phoenix in the future? Maybe. I was working on a more black-based Phoenix list that was Rakdos over the weekend. That didn't go very well. I would say I wouldn't hate that idea. Frog is very good, but Phoenix is a pretty difficult deck to balance. Your deck is just very slow and very weak to hate, and it's that's not exactly a very good formula. You know what I mean? What are they doing? Are they living in somehow? Okay, right now it's just a Waker. I guess a Waker and an Agent now. So Tamiyo will buy me an extra turn. Do not mind the extra pact, I guess. They might ignore the Tamiyo. Do you think that printing careful study modern would result in issues and should be avoided if it was completely reasonable? So, I mean, I've had this conversation about careful study and looting hundreds of times over the course of, like, ever since looting's been banned, but my position still is that there's a lot of design space between highway robbery, faithless salvaging, and looting careful study. Like I would just love to see something that is in between these cards because there's so much room in the power level between these looting effects. It's like kind of ridiculous that we haven't explored it, and I certainly understand frustrations or whatever, but okay, I don't have a combo starter, so I think I just need to just try to surveil into one. Okay, that works. Yeah, but what this is Necrotal, it says. Have they just printed looting but at 2 mana value? No, it's like that's what I'm saying. There's so much you could do. What I would like to see is 1 mana, draw a card, discard a card that flashes back for 2, and have the front side be blue or red, and the other side blue or red. I'm not sure which side is the front side, but I think that would be kind of cool. But there's a ton you could do. You could have 1 mana, surveil 1, discard 1, draw 1, or there's a lot you could do. And then this is the part of the dialogue tree where someone goes, "Spike, what if faithless looting discarded first?" And then everyone claps, but then I go, well, that would make Dredge too good. That's usually like the next step in this dialogue tree, so I just felt like skipping that one. Sly Croissant with the 20 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Tech for Professor Dumbledore. Let's see how long my opponent tanks here. I could take a look. I feel like I definitely want to play Leyline Bindings. I feel like I would maybe just not play Invasion of Alara and not play As Foretold and play Leyline Binding. Also, wait, where are your? Oh, there are your glimpses. Also, I would really play 3 glimpse probably. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of As Foretold or Invasion. I would probably go cut those and play Bindings. You already have a domain mana base. Like, what is this Xander's Lodge? I guess, yeah, you already have domain land. Let's play Leyline Bindings. I also think in these builds, the one that evokes makes 2 treasures is pretty important, kind of compared to the Delirium build that we had. So maybe you want to play that over in that 4th spot plus over the one with the multiverses potentially. Okay, so if I offer you can't refuse this, then I have to draw lands, but I have Endurance plus Pact to draw like a blue source. Make sure I still have a Steam Vents also. I have to draw a blue source though. Versus me evoking Endurance, I just have to find a non-creature spell to start going off. I guess I'm going to do that. I'm not sure what the numbers are. Not sure what the numbers are there. Obviously them having second one of these is not ideal, but me drawing 2 Mox Ambers is certainly very ideal. Just Pact can offer Endurance. No, Endurance only counters non-creature spells, which is the whole reason I was pausing there. I guess I'll just offer my gut shot, huh? Right, there's the 6. Make sure you got a forest there. All right, a tough one. Very cool to go off through Force of Negation and Commandeer. Not something that you get to do that often in this format. Shooken with the tier 3. Let's go for 22 months. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a main deck Commandeer. The Living End players are not having a normal one, I tell you what. They are having a bad time, and we should be happy about that. What's the win con? We have 1 copy of Wish in our deck, and if we don't find it at the right time, we can just Endurance ourselves to shuffle. We have 2 Endurances. And we'll eventually wish for Aetherflux Reservoir. Reservoir is the win con over Oracle, because Oracle is awkward with Song of Creation, and Grape Shot is awkward against the Ring. Surely I've had more Aetherflux Reservoirs in decks than any other person in the world, but I don't know if that's necessarily something to be too proud of. Now we are going to need to find our Wish, and we're going to need to find another copy of Offer You Can't Refuse. Maybe I should already have Endurance myself. I don't know. I've got 15 cards left in my library. Should be okay. Probably don't need to be making all this mana, too. We have to be somewhat mindful of clicks. So there's our red mana for the Wish once we find it. Gotta find it. Again, we have endurances to make sure that we're not gonna find ourselves in a position where we draw Wish too late and we deck ourselves. In fact, I guess I'll do this. Can stack it to where the Evoke resolves before the shuffle. Draw 2. Any wishes? There we go. I think you only need to play 1. I tested more copies for a while and just felt really unnecessary. All right, 29 spells cast, so I just have to cast 2 spells here. Some combos that are very click intensive are very fun to click through, like this one. Some of them are like selective memory, and you're like, ugh. What did I do? Why did I register this? All right, so bring in the Consigns and the Endurances. Maybe just cutting all my gut shots. I think I'm going to play 1 gut shot and then 3 6s. Well, you got to keep the curve kind of low. Besides that, Consign hits their endurances too, which are sometimes relevant. Or even going to the Dark Pool again. I was trying to see if there was any way for Jet Medallion to be really good with the Dark Pool. Thankfully not. How do we generate mana to combo? Via either Offer You Can't Refuse on your own spells or Mox Amber. Yeah, this one really got there, I think. I spent a long time on this weekend. There were many worse versions. Can you explain the combo is just Aetherflux plus Wish? I mean, that's the win con. The combo is Song of Creation. Now, wish is I like wish because sometimes you want to wish for breach to make your combo deterministic and then flashback the wish to win. I don't think that there's a I would love to hear if you have like a better or if anyone has a better idea of something else you could do. But I'm pretty sure this is the best plan. It just like it lets you be deterministic in like the mid parts of your combo. Aetherflux beats Ring. Oracle is awkward with the song sometimes, so it feels kind of clear that it's the best option, I think, to be honest. Puts on a mull to 5. So it's kind of good against combo decks too because of the endurance and offer. Yeah, and the packs too. At least in this combo, you just like get to pack their forces and stuff. You can win. We had one game earlier that we like theoretically could have won on turn 2 if they didn't kill my Tamiyo because we could have double Mox Amber, but that's an outlier for sure. Lab Maniac baby's best. So Aetherflux, they both win the game deterministically, Lab Maniac or Jace. But Aetherflux Reservoir is less clicks on Magic Online. But like I guess Aetherflux is kind of weak to Beseiju, but you can just endurance it if they Besage you. You're weak to Ring plus Beseiju, basically, which seems also like kind of an outlier, right? Okay, I'm going to leave up offer for their living end. Maybe not something we love to do, but I think it seems okay here. Do you think you could loop like this with the PT Nadu decks that don't need Wish, like some kind of weird land loop? I mean, you could, but like with no Springheart Nantuko, that seems a little less like optimal, and on Magic Online, it seems very difficult to like realistically try to click through that, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. I did think about it a little bit, and that was my thinking when I was working on this over the weekend. Looking for an endurance. So I'll take that. What do you think about Tale of Tamiyo plus Thoracle and an all artifacts build? I've been having fun gold fishing. It seems very doable. I guess I'm confused how that works, because if you hit another copy of Tale of Tamiyo, your loop stops. And if you hit your Oracle too early, your loop stops. Yeah, I don't know about this. I guess I'll be bringing in some Nature's Claims for game 3. If Ave wishes it a wish, you can rebuy it from 6 and don't need red. Well, we need red for Song of Creation. The card is also just 1 more mana, you know what I mean? Super Fringe, but if they have Ring and Force of Vigor, well, you're gonna Pact of Negation. You don't really need to worry about, I think, stuff that just like beats Pact of Negation. Okay, so do I have an answer to Deafening Silence? I didn't bring in a Nature's Claim. I ended up cutting the Beseiju because it's been awkward. Oh, I just have Wish. Oh, but I can't Wish for Nature's Claim against Deafening Silence. I guess my win con is just like maybe Endurance, maybe Tamiyo ult. And also like, you know, their deck is probably going to be like a lot less functional here, right? Yeah, I can't remember. I think I cut the Beseiju because it was like too many green sources with the woodlands. Like I just kept hating it every time I drew it, but I may be misremembering. Yeah, it looks like it's not in the list at the moment. So I don't know, maybe I should have a Foundation Breaker. It is kind of tough when you only have like one of these in the deck, you know. Why can't I wish? So I can cast Wish, but then I can only cast a creature spell because Deafening Silence says you can only cast 1 non-creature spell a turn. Kind of hard to play around living in, putting a Deafening Silence into play. That one's pretty good. Oh, sorry, I thought I could retrace. Forgot about the deafening silence. I might just go to next game. I don't know. Let's play it out. So my opponent is going to flash in the subtlety probably to double block now. I think I get to attack with a Tamiyo, then maybe I just flip Tamiyo if they do that. So I found an Endurance. Could scoop to conceal info. I mean, I don't really know what info I'm really concealing, other than that I didn't bring an answer to deafening silence, which I think I would probably prefer for them to be under that impression, right? We currently can't easily move a Magebane Lizard. That's true. Maybe we should have a Flame Slash. I mean, the wish for Flame Slash is tough. I have a Abrade because it hits like Drannith Magistrate and stuff. Hard to have all of our bases covered. Can we just run the Gift Chain of Vapor? That might be better than the Abrades I have, yeah. Which can't kill Drannith Magistrate? Yeah. So I'm gonna flip the Tamiyo. There's an Endurance in the graveyard that I don't have a land yet. I can maybe find it off the Clue token. There's also a chance I'm just gonna like Woodland as a creature land here. Do you even run Otawara beside you? I found the Otawara. Oh no. I found those to be awkward with all the woodlands and our land count. You know, again, typically we are more prepared for situations like this, but it's just that our living end opponent cascaded into deafening silence. This awkward situation. So I'm gonna main phase pop this. Let's look for a land drop. Is there a world where Affinity is playable? It would be a world where a new card gets printed that would make the deck faster, more consistent, or more resilient. Living in or Affinity has the problem that it is fragile, slow, and inconsistent. A pretty poor combo. It would need to be faster in some way, more consistent in some way, or more resilient in some way. Ideally, all of these things. We don't do deck reviews for cash, Matt. Thank you for the $10. I'll go ahead and take a quick peek if you want to post it in the chat. But it will not be a super in-depth thing, as that is no longer something we offer. It was a little bit too crazy back when we did. So this is an extra damage. The 6 could find me a land to hit for this turn. But I also can't look for the notification view. I'm just gonna get the extra damage in. Affinity just topping the challenge last night. That's exciting. The deck is still slow, fragile, and inconsistent. Yeah, we could wish for a 6 also. I think I just want to get in. Damage is gonna be hard to come from, so like a turn we can deal 6 is probably pretty nice. BCS, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Welcome everybody. Yeah, I'll take a peek. Oh, so this is the Tale of Tamiyo deck. Okay, so you're playing 2/2. Yeah, I mean, isn't the problem that like if you mill your second, so if you mill a tail, then you put the other tail into your hand, and then you just go off next turn. Oh, in fact, that's even kind of like your idea is that you're gonna want to do that, so you can put an oracle into your hand. I guess I understand that. You can do better on card quality. You need to be playing like Ornithopter, Midnight, Springleaf Drum. Probably. I don't think we need to be playing Spellbook in our deck and all of these like eggs. It's kind of a cool idea. I agree. Seems very fragile. So end of turn, they're bouncing my Tamiyo. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna offer you can't refuse that. Especially because that like that's kind of like them saying that they're trying to get more aggressive here, but they're losing this race pretty badly. Ooh, a second Woodland. Very funny game. I almost conceded. Thankfully, Deafening Silence is like awful in their deck. You know what I mean? It's like doesn't really make that much sense. Guess just for Storm, huh? Shocked that kind of surprised that they would cycle this. Maybe not. Opponent's playing Living In, and they cascaded into a Deafening Silence. Why not Wish for Nature's Claim and play it on their instep? Am I missing something? What you're missing is Wish is a sorcery. So you can't do it on their turn, and also this says you can only cast more than one non-creature spell. So I can't go Wish for Nature's Claim because I can only cast one non-creature spell turn. So an illegal play. You're under arrest. Okay, let's get in with 2 endurance, and then they won't be able to double block one of them here. I mean, I could attack with this Tamiyo. Seems like I don't really need another clue. I could maybe want another clue to flip, I guess. Yeah, I think Magic Online's a lot better than Arena, I agree. A lot to like about this client. The main thing is Modern, of course. Alright, double chump block. My a double chump block was not something I thought would happen. When I booted up this deck today. I didn't think my opponent would chump block 2 things on the same turn. That I think Modern is super good right now. I'm like very excited to play like every day, and I don't know. It was just really like the timing of like the ban taking so long to happen was so bad for the hype. Like just like the most hype set of all time, they just let all of it die for no reason. But it's bad. It's it's fine now, I guess. So up against Domain Zoo. Don't know how this matchup will be. Probably not amazing. Just going to surveil here. Kind of close between keeping and not keeping there. Yeah, probably not a good matchup, I would say. Would Savine's Wreck be a way to revitalize the Ultra Phoenix deck? We've talked about it some. I'm kind of unsure, I guess, would be my summary there. Well, I'll tell you what, 6 is not looking so good against the Sign of Draco. This hair might get around Silence. Yeah, that or Foundation Breaker. But we only have 1 Wish in our deck, so I don't really want to have, like, wishing for answers to hate be, like, a big part of what we're doing. I've not played against Energy. No, not this event. But we're a fast combo deck. I'm not too scared of Energy. Rob with the 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. So looking for land here. Oh, come on. I guess we milled 3 bricks. Rob with the 30 months, Rocco with the 38. Appreciate y'all. So this, I think I'm gonna leave this in place so Mox Amber is live. This puts me down to a flame. Oh no, I can offer a flames. Did I see the new amulet deck that took down both Apex tourneys? Was it the Aftermath Analyst amulet deck? Because that build has been a pretty known quantity for a while now, actually. So I could go offer my own Mox Amber, so this way I could have an offer up available for when my opponent starts doing stuff. But I feel like I just kind of need these to combo, and maybe I just need my opponent for their hand to be like all lightning bolts or ley lines and stuff. Seems like that's not the case though. Seems like they have a ley line binding probably. So yeah, Gutshot's gonna be a little late here. I have 2. Okay. Tough. What does Domain Zoo? I'm not sure exactly what their sideboards are looking right. It's going to be pretty hard to predict, I think. A lucky matchup, maybe. Although I do think Domain Zoo is kind of underrated in general. I think the deck's also misbuilt. Like, just why are we playing Ragavan, Wild to Coddle, the Showa Brawler? We could be playing Guide, Pride of Johnny. I just don't really get it. This list has no sideboard card we care about except for Surgical. This has also just Surgical. That's a Bowmaster build too. This build has 1 Rest in Peace, 2 Damping Spheres. This list has 2 High Noons. Let's bring in these Nature's Claims. They're also going to hit Leyline and their other Leyline. And then I want the packs. I think I'm going to go... And I need the Gutshots or Bowmaster. So I'm going to go down 2-6, 2 Bauble. Ghost, the 25 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Too bad I don't have a red-green Surveil land, I guess. You mostly only think that when you draw your basic island, though. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Alright, turn 1 Ragavan. Not super ideal for us, I guess. Don't really want another Endurance. Looking for a red source. Gotta take it. So things are looking pretty good for next turn, especially if they like tap out to play a 2-mana creature, which they probably will. Oh, so I guess I don't have a green card for my Endurance combo starter. Oh, sorry, I have that Mox Amber, though. So Force of Vigor is pretty bad in this deck, because it's like if you draw into it, you can't cast it. On your song, you discard it to your song sometimes. Our green card count is also not like the highest it could be. So let's hope they don't have 2 pieces of interaction. I will Pact to protect my my song here, though. All right, so I'm gonna go Wooded Foothills, then play the Mox Amber, and then crack this for a blue source so I can offer You Can't Refuse if I draw it. So I think they're gonna Bowmaster here, which is nice because I can just pack the Bowmaster while my song is in play. So that comes with 2 cards that they didn't have to give me. Although here they've gotten Temple Garden, so I guess they're gonna Binding. So looking for an offer I can't refuse potentially. Tamiyo is 0 mana basically with this Mox Amber though, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so now I guess I'm going to Endurance. Because I'm gonna let that resolve, and then I'm going to offer my Bauble. Okay, so then we'll go Gut Shot, draw 2. Gut Shot, draw 2. I can still cast both packs, so don't need to use them quite yet. Okay, so now I need to use them. Pact. And then I think I'm going to Pact again. This does mean I'm going to lose the game unless I counter this Pact here. If I can't go off, but I am pretty likely to still go off. Although maybe I wasn't at some point in this loop. Okay. Yeah, I can't wish for anything very helpful. I guess Nature's claiming the treasure tokens a little bit better. Oh, sorry, I messed up there. I need to Pact. Rumble, Nature's Claim. Ugh. Seems like we might brick, or that we're somewhat likely to brick. I'm not sure. Yeah, now I've got to, like, Nature's Claim my own Amber, and then find Amber. I find another offer, but it's a little too late. I've got too many pack triggers coming down. Kind of unfortunate. It's going to happen sometimes. 4-1 the first league. I've already played my lands.